The pain is real. Spreading the cheeks. The burning hair. Spreading the leg. If you're a bit shy, open up like the rose you are. It's weird, but you get over it. Okay guys, so in today's video I am bringing you the tea fresh off the press from my very first laser hair removal process. Please note that before I start this video, I am not a dermatologist, I am not an esthetician or anyone who is remotely trained in the process of giving laser hair removal. However, I am a consumer. Please don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button as you watch this video. If you love what I'm sharing, if you love the content of this channel, I would really very much appreciate the support. So in this video, we're going to cover a few things. I'm going to let you know what I understand a laser hair removal to be. I'm going to tell you guys why I chose the place that I chose to go and get my laser hair removal treatment done. And then I'm going to cover my first experience end to end, like how I prepared to how it went and aftercare. And then I'm going to share my future plans, what I plan to do next, and then we're going to round it all up with, do I recommend laser, yes or no? First of all, let's start with what laser hair removal is. These are the definitions of what laser hair removal is. From what I understand, it is not a permanent hair removal process. I think it depends on the type of laser you get, how permanent the results can be. Some lasers give you very thin, fine hair as a result, which is almost barely not noticeable or there. And other lasers, from what I understand, depending on the type of laser that is used, can give permanent hair removal. Why did I decide to go down the laser hair removal route? I have quite a lot of hair and it is absolutely everywhere. So in some places it grows really fine and thin and shaving has never been an issue, and in other places it grows really coarse and thick and causes ingrown hairs that sometimes can be infected and really painful, and then they leave hyperpigmentation marks at the end, and I absolutely hate it. Very recently did I start exploring the laser route. Some of my friends had tried it. I also spoke to my dermatologist about it. The reason why I was a bit apprehensive about laser is because I've read a lot of things around how the machine can burn your skin, or you do 6, 7, 8 sessions that are incredibly expensive and your results are pretty much the same, and you've parted with all of that money and you still have a hair issue. So that's the reason why I stalled. It also is incredibly expensive, and I wanted to make sure that when I started I can maintain the upkeep, because you do need to go for your treatments every 6 to 8 weeks. And I think that now, with everything aligning and coming together, I'm in a much more comfortable position to begin the process, and that's why I've decided to go down this route. So the place that I've decided and settled on is called Laserdome. They have quite a few branches. I'm not sure if it is national, but they have quite a few branches in the Gauteng area. When I started doing my research, you guys would see, if you also follow me on Instagram, if you don't, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. But I basically ran a poll on Instagram asking people where they have gone to do their laser. It was very important to me that I get feedback from women who look like me, dark-skinned women who are melanated and who have dark hair, because not all laser hair studios, salons, places, clinics are the same, and I wanted to make sure that I get women who are like me and who are happy with their results and go to those places. The top 3 places that were circulating in my social circle as well as online were Laserdome, Alushi, as well as Laser Lounge. Now Alushi and Laser Lounge are very similar, especially in price point as well, and they use, I think, the same machine called Soprano Ice. Another reason why I chose Laserdome is because of the laser that they use. They use medical grade machines, and the one that is primarily used and recommended worldwide for women of color, especially dark-skinned women, is the laser called ND YAG. Please excuse me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. As I said, I am not an expert at this. I'm just a consumer who wants to share my information with people who I think might find it helpful. There are 2 different strengths. So there's a strength that is like 720. I'm guessing that's like the wave and the strength of that wave and how it penetrates the skin. And then there's 1060 or 1060 or 1040, one of the 2. The 721 is better for when your skin has a big contrast. So if you are more light-skinned and your hair is very dark, they will use 720 because the laser can easily identify the hair and kill that follicle from the roots. And then we move to 1060 or 1040, which is the wave that I should be on, or I'm working up towards, and I'll explain why I'm working up towards it. But that one can see more melanated skin and identify your hair follicle with a darker skin background. Much easier, preventing burning, scarring, and things like that. So that's why I decided to go to laser derm. Laser derm is operated by dermatologists and estheticians who are trained in administering laser for different skin types. So I just thought that if it comes recommended by dermatologists also operate in that space, and the estheticians have been trained, and some of the treatments are overseen by dermatologists. I just felt like it was a safe space for me. If you guys go to a laser hair removal place in South Africa that offers NDAG and you're a dark-skinned woman and you absolutely love the results, please leave it in the comment section and let's help the community so they have more than one option and more than one place to go to. Okay, so let's move to the reason why you're here. My first session experience. I don't even know where to begin, but let's begin at the beginning. Before you go for your session, you need to shave, you need to completely stop epilating and waxing. So when you decide to commit to the laser hair removal process, they will also tell you wherever you go, and if they don't tell you, run. So 24 hours before, I shaved my underarms, I shaved my bikini line, and I'm doing a bikini extended, so that's like front to back, everything gone. A lot of people scare you and they say there should be absolutely no hair there when you go for your session, or else you're gonna burn. So from what I understand and how the laser works is it identifies the black dots or the black stubble that is growing. So you shouldn't have like a clean shave. Obviously your hair can't be long or else that will burn. So you just must make sure that the hair is sticking out through the hair follicle, but it isn't so long that when it explodes or gets targeted on impact that it falls and burns your skin. So we did the shaving, and then obviously I had made the appointment, and then you go. It's very important to arrive early because the paperwork is incredibly exhaustive. You sign a lot of papers, and every single time you go, you will sign everything as if you are starting from scratch, because they need to make sure what medication you're on, if you have skin treatments, if you have anything has changed from the previous session to this current one. They want to make sure that the process is as safe as possible, and they know as much as possible to ensure optimal results. So you fill in quite a lot of paperwork in each session, and then I went to the room, and I will show you the footage here. So I got into the room, and then my esthetician basically told me exactly what's going to happen. She talked me through the whole thing. The one interesting thing that she mentioned to me once we got into the room was that there are two ways to administer laser depending on the machine that you are using. She told me that the one that we're going to use today is medical grade, therefore we will just be doing one pass over the area. We don't go over again. That's how effective and strong the machine is. But there are some lasers where they apply that gel, the transparent one, and then they do like multiple passes. Because the wave or the strength isn't that strong, they have to do multiple passes in order to get all the hair follicles. But the machine that was used on me was just like a single pass one. It almost seemed to me like the same laser machine that you use for tattoo removal. When people explain laser hair removal, it's funny because some people are like, oh, it's pain-free. Before we started, I said to her, I've waxed before, I've done like a full Hollywood, and it hurts. So compared to a full Hollywood and laser hair removal, which one hurts more? And she was like, I'm not gonna lie, this laser hair removal treatment is gonna be sore, it hurts. But waxing hurts even more because you can literally feel every single hair getting ripped out the follicle, and that is true. You really can, and it's sore. But with laser, it's almost as though there are some hairs that just are pain-free to remove, but then when they're coarse, it hurts. When you have ingrowns, it hurts. But laser improves ingrowns because when it kills that follicle, the hair won't grow again, and then the ingrown will reduce, and over time the discoloration will also fade because you're no longer growing hair in those areas. So if that's another reason why you were considering laser, I think for me that is a win that supersedes anything else. She explains to me that it's gonna be sore like rubber band snapping on the skin, and in my mind I'm like, okay, that I can imagine is uncomfortable, but I don't think it's like, oh my god, excruciating. So she starts, and it's like a mini explosion on my skin, and it starts smelling like burnt hair. And I remember when I was on Twitter this one time, there was a thread about laser hair removal, and this lady was like, if you're gonna do laser at a salon and you don't smell something that resembles a Dominican hair salon, run. And I was just like, okay, this is what she was referring to. The burning hair, that's exactly what she's referring to, and I'm in the right place. Over and above it being sore, it was a shock because I've never done it before. So she did like the first place as a test, and the minute I felt it, I was like, oh, I literally jumped. And then she was like, okay, we're going to reduce the strength. But what she told me, which is also another very important thing, is she's like, okay, it hurts, next time maybe put numbing cream on. So if your pain threshold is low, which mine undoubtedly is, put numbing cream on, put cling wrap over, then put your underwear on, and then when you come to the session, you do it 45 minutes to an hour before, you will be numb enough to, you know, to deal, because I was like very jumpy today. The second thing that she had mentioned is that it's important for me as a dark-skinned woman to get up to that 1040, 1060 wave, whatever the number is, because she says that your hair gets used to the frequency or the strength, and then it becomes stubborn, and what you find is that it grows back thin, but the follicle never dies. So this is very interesting to me, because I've seen some places mention that laser hair removal does not completely remove hair, but it reduces hair over time. And when she said that, what I realized is that the machine that you go for is very important, because there are some machines that can never get stronger than 720, and those are the ones that will need you to do a lot more sessions to kill the follicle. And if your hair gets used to the strength of the laser that you're using, it will just grow back thinner, and that's why they basically punt on the websites that it's not a laser hair removal solution, but it's a laser hair reduction solution. But at the place that I went to, she actually articulated that you will not have hair growing, because what she went on to say is that after the 8th session, or probably around the 6th session mark, you start paying less for your treatments because it's more maintenance. Hair just grows here and there very infrequently, and you end up just going for touch-ups once or twice a year. Another thing that I was incredibly surprised by was how quick the session is. We were done in like less than 10 minutes, so it takes up quite a long time to fill in the forms, and then obviously you get into the room and then you are thoroughly prepped. Every question that you have, she answers before you guys even start. And then even when you start, you guys are talking through the process. She's talking through what she's seeing. You're getting guidance and advice throughout the whole experience. And you're also stopping for breaks because it is a bit sore. And then you can go about your day, like go back to work. You can do whatever you want. I don't feel any pain. I think it's just a bit dry. Where I got it administered, and maybe niggly. Let's actually see how it looks now. The hair still looks the same to me. What she had said also is what's going to happen is in the next 3 to 5 days, the hair is going to fall out of the follicle. So the hair that's been impacted, that was blasted by the laser, is going to fall out. But what happens is in the process, sometimes it clings to the underwear, and I can imagine why. Like if it's been burned or singed, it's probably like jagged, so it will hook onto... I'm making this sound worse than it is, but I don't know how else to articulate it. It'll hook onto your underwear, and some women find it uncomfortable. So what she said is you can exfoliate to encourage the hairs to dislodge and fall out, or you can shave those hairs down so that they don't like hook onto your underwear. Okay, so after administering the laser, which was super quick, uncomfortable but really quick, she gave me something called hydrogel to apply to the areas. It's like a liquidy gel that I guess treats wounds or soothes like a wounded area, and so I applied that, and then I was out. I paid for my treatment, and then I went home. So what are the future plans? What's going to happen next with the treatment? Future plans are to continue doing underarms and bikini extended. The combination of doing these two areas at once is 2,000 Rand a session. But as I said, as the hair thins out and as you require less and less or fewer treatments, the price is going to decrease. My assumption is that my armpits are going to get done much quicker than the bikini area. So that will probably take the full 8 sessions, and that's okay. What I'm planning on moving on to next are my legs, like the full leg, like up until like the thigh area. That's what I want to do next. My next session is on the 11th of January in 2023. So between now and then, ask me all the questions you want to ask me about laser hair removal in the comment section, and I will talk to my esthetician. Next time I see her, I will take all of the questions that are in the comment section and ask her and get the answers for you and the rest of the community. Do I recommend it? Yes. 100,000% yes. It hurts like a mother bleep, but I would do it. It's weird and uncomfortable also because you're meeting this person for the first time and you need to just open up like the rose you are. So if you're a bit shy, maybe work around that, because that can be a bit uncomfortable. But if you've done waxing before, then it's pretty much the same process with regards to spreading the cheeks, spreading the legs. It's weird, but you get over it. The benefit outweighs the odds, to be honest, tenfold, 1,000 times over. So I will bring all of the insights as well as an update back in the next video. So until then, stay safe. I love you guys lots. Ciao for now.